Yo, what up? It's your boy Kevin Kinkle, host of the Kevin Kinkle podcast, the Uplift Yourself podcast, the Let's Talk About It podcast. It's 1:52, October 6th. It's late, early in the morning. I had a couple of things on my mind and I just wanted to get it off my chest, and I figured I would share my thoughts and conversations with you. If this was when the show was up and running like I would like it to be, this would be a conversation that I would have in the evening show, so we could talk about some issues I would like to discuss. One of the things that I really like to touch on here is the relationships topic and aspect. I'm sure I'm not the only one who sees up and down their timeline, unless you've been living under a rock, the controversies that we have with each other as far as male and female. It seems like we literally hate each other. I know there's some of us that are married, some of us have girlfriends, some of us have boyfriends, but it really feels like the majority of people out here, maybe it's just the social media world, maybe it's my circle, but I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are seeing what I'm seeing and feeling like I'm feeling. We know the agendas, quote unquote, hands in heavy quotes, that is put out by the algorithms and the things that we see or we come in contact to. But I'm definitely finding more content bashing each other, niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit type stuff, than I see of us coming together. And my thing is, we understand there's problems. Let's get some solutions. So I would like to talk about issues that are hard to talk about, but I like to have civilized conversations with other people so we can come to a happy medium or agree to disagree, but just have good discussions to help us with these situations. I mean, we have generations and generations coming behind us, and we're not going to be here anymore, and we're going to be leaving them in this world, and we aren't really encouraging them to chase relationships. Everything is, oh, well, I could do bad all by myself, or I could do this by myself, or I have to pay bills on my own, so why do I need a boyfriend, or why do I need a girlfriend? More importantly, why do I need a husband? Why do I need a wife? We're supposed to be fruitful and multiply. The Bible said, for those that believe it like I do, man should not be alone. So God gave a man a wife from his rib, and she is going to be the helpmate. With the way things are going in the world, the definitions are different. There's issues with men wanting female to submit, and men aren't in a position to get a female to submit. There's situations where men want to be the men in the relationship, but so does the female. And then we have issues to, well, look at where the female has been as far as the single mother and the things she's gone to and what she has to do to raise her child by herself. She has to get in that manly mode. She has to be the rough and hard, and because she's by herself. So these are situations, topics I want to bring up. Today, it just seemed like I was getting news about divorce after divorce after divorce. Tia Mowry and Corey Hardick, Miguel and his wife Nazanian, Tom Brady and Giselle, the Love is Blind couple, Gary Owens and his wife. Then I was going down my timeline and I seen Ashanti's sister, who's been going through went through a domestic violence situation back in 2018. It was really bad what I saw from her, and I just pray for any female or male that's in that situation. And I know from experience, some situations can be hard to get out of, and my experience wasn't about any physical or abuse or anything. I just know parties staying in relationships when they don't really want to, but your finances are connected together. You don't have an immediate place to go right away, so you're forced to stay locked in with somebody when you don't want to be. But if it's physical abuse like that, and verbal abuse, if it's anything that's harming you physically or mentally or emotionally, get out of it. I know it's easier said than done. There's numbers to call and there's helplines, and I pray that you have a good support system that you could talk to in your time of need. But that was just sad to look at. Anybody who's in a situation like that, I pray for, and I pray that you make the right decision and get out, because you never know what could be your last day. And if any man puts his hands on a female like that, like for real, bro, like you can't control, you can't manage your emotions better than that, where you could just step out and leave and just get out of the situation. And if a female is laying her hands on you, just get out of that situation. Like, don't put yourself in a position where you can go to jail, you can get locked up, or on both sides. It's just weird. And I see men, not to down females or anything, but men are physically more powerful and stronger than females. Like, I believe if something happened and I had to take a hit, that I would be able to take a hit without going all crazy. But just to hit a female, like Ashanti's sister was getting hit, is just beyond me. But there's another situation that we have to deal with. You know what I mean? So, like, what are we going to do to fix these things and give these kids some hope with the future? I want to talk about boundaries. I want to talk about what a man and female look for in women. Therapy, I want to talk about. What are we going to do about ourselves to get each other on, what are we going to do ourselves to get ourselves on that playing field? I was talking with one of my good friends, and they were like, you always hear prayers about, I want my wife to be like this. I want my husband to be like this. But are you asking God to make you a good wife or husband? Like I'm telling her, well, I want my wife to be X, Y, Z, blah, blah, blah. And then she stopped. She's like, okay, but did you ask God to do anything in you to make you a husband? And I was like, wow, I never really thought of it like that. Which made me see a whole different side of things and start looking like most of the things that I talk about are things that I've been through. Not because I got it right, but because I've got it wrong. Whatever I did, I put myself in the position that I'm in now. I'm taking full accountability for my actions. I'm not perfect. There's things that I could have done better to not even put myself in situations that I did, but I put myself in situations that I did, and I thought that I could make them better. And I wasn't listening to God. I was just doing what I wanted to do. But these are things and issues that I want to put on the table and talk about and call in. I want your input. I want to hear you on the phone lines. I will be doing some studies to have concentrated lessons, not lessons, but just shorts that we could go over together that are going to make us better people. That's the main goal or purpose of the podcast. That's the purpose of my life, touching who I can touch to make them better people. And in that, I'm going to be growing myself. So just some stuff I had on my heart. I should have wrote stuff down. It's just, it's late, and I recorded like 3 shows earlier, and I wanted to get another one out because of all the stuff that I heard on today. People talking about how hard marriage is. It is hard, but God is giving us somebody that we're supposed to share life with and make things easier for us. Is it maybe our fault that we're making it harder? Are we doing too much? Are we not submitting to each other? Are we so consumed with ourselves and our selfish nature and not wanting to change and having toxic attributes and traits that we just figure that this is just the way that we are and there's no way that we're going to change for anything or anybody, and we're not submitting to anything or anybody, so we're definitely not going to do it to each other. So just like marriage is hard, I was listening to a podcast today that was like, yo, let's be hard in our singleness. Let's go hard in our singleness, trying to fix ourselves so when we meet the right person, we'll both be on the same time and we could both prosper together. and live a life together where, yeah, we'll face some hard times in marriage, but marriage should not be frowned upon so much where people are like, man, I don't even want to get married. And then I'm looking at stuff online and I'm looking at the younger generation, and one of the main couples that they're watching right now is a guy named Blueface and Christian Rock, and they're fighting down there every other day. One day I see him in the bed with the next female, and it kind of looked like the female and him was like antagonating this girl, Christian Rock, or whatever her name is, blowing kisses in the phone while they're in the bed. And then the next day, it looks like she's in the bed with him and they're being intimate, and she's doing the same thing back to the other girl. So it's just crazy what we have going on now. And I want to help be an element of change, not just for others and for me to just be like, oh, well, do this. No, I want us to have good conversations, good adult conversations. And I have my eye on a couple people that I want to help out and add their input to the show. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. I'm getting tired. It's after 2:00. And that's about it. Like, subscribe, comment. If you want to write in the comment section any ideas that you have to want to bring to the show, it'll be greatly appreciated. I will be having a call-in segment soon. I'm going through some issues right now with the injury, so I'm kind of like staying in my house, my parents' house, which has a studio, which thank God I'm able to use that. But it's going to be a little while before I get back on my feet. I'm expecting surgery coming up, hopefully within the next month. Then I have a rehab process before I'm back on my feet. Then I will be going back to work at Rutgers University. And I'll be working on the pod then. Hopefully we'll have some cameras, some microphones, some headphones, and we'll be able to do the damn thing. So I appreciate y'all. This is the Kevin Kinkle Podcast. This is the Kevin Kinkle Podcast, the Uplift Yourself Podcast, and Let's Talk About It podcast. And I look forward to talking to y'all, man. Peace. Good night. Y'all have a good one. Peace.